Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekari.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. I'm your host, Art Eftekari. Great to have you with us. Make sure you're checking out our website. You know the address, www.bookmakerinfo.com. That's bookmaker-info.com. We got the links to the best European bookmaker sites, as well as the top Asian bookmaker sites, and even, yes, you guessed it, United States friendly bookmaker sites as well. We got the Bookmaker 101 Basics, steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Yes, we also have the Bookmaker Guide. Alright, sports fans, hope you've been enjoying the 2017 FIFA Confederations Cup that has been going on so far in Russia. As you know, only 8 teams are in this tournament. Let's take a look at what happened this past weekend. First, the hosts Russia defeated New Zealand 2-0. Then you had Portugal against Mexico. Of course, these are the 4 teams in Group A. Portugal had a 2-1 lead against Mexico, but Hector Moreno with a header off a corner kick in the first minute of stoppage time, getting Mexico that valuable point. So Russia on top of the group right now with 3 points, Mexico and Portugal with 1, New Zealand with 0, no shock there. As for Group B, Chile with a 2-0 win over Cameroon, and Germany a 3-2 win over Australia. If you took a look at the rosters, the Germans did not bring their best squad, but they still did find a way to win against the Australians. And just like last week, we started off by talking about the sports betting lingo. Last week was the Asian handicap. If you need to review what exactly the Asian handicap is, make sure you check out our sports betting lingo that is on our website, or you can listen to the previous edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Before I get to bet365.com, today it's going to be all about draw, no bet. Well, for me personally, I'm all about that base, but for this is all about draw, no bet. So you're probably wondering, right, what is draw no bet? Well, this is a bet where bettors will get their money back if the game ends in a draw. This is very popular with soccer match bets or with football match bets, depending on where you are. Go to the bet365.com, change the market to draw no bet. All right, it's very helpful. You're going to like it. That way, doesn't matter who you bet on. The match ends in a draw, you get your money back. No harm, no foul. So let's see what matches are coming up for the Confederations Cup. First, in Group A on Wednesday, the 21st of June, you got Russia against Portugal. That game will actually be played in Moscow. And looking at the odds here, 13-8 is the payout here for the Russians, 4-9 for the Portuguese. Yes, with Cristiano Ronaldo, no surprise that the Portuguese are favored. Also on that same day, which is the 21st of June, you got Mexico against New Zealand. Now for Mexico here shows 1-66, 20-1 for New Zealand. Clearly, nobody is giving New Zealand a chance, and you know what? I'm not giving them a chance either. Then Thursday, the 22nd of June, Cameroon against Australia. 4-7 for Cameroon, 5-4 for Australia. Then you got Germany against Chile, 1-1 for the Germans, 8-11 for the Chileans. So Chile slightly favored there. And like I said earlier, this is about draw, no bet. You're not hearing me give you the third set of odds because we're not talking about any possible draws here. And we also have the odds for the final group matches that will be taking place on Saturday and Sunday, the 24th and 25th of June. First, on the 24th, you got Mexico against Russia. The odds here are showing 8-13 for Mexico, 6-5 for the Russians. You know, I'm a little surprised to see that Mexico has been favored over Russia. At the beginning, I thought it would be Russia that would be favored to advance from the group. But I think when you look at Russia's roster, they don't have that many dangerous players that are really sending shivers down your spine. So I like the odds there. I say go for Mexico. Then, of course, New Zealand against Portugal. That is also on the 24th of June. 25-1 for New Zealand, 1-100 for Portugal. So, with New Zealand, they're just going to park the bus. And I think Portugal, they're probably going to try and score as many goals as possible. And on the 25th of June, that is a Sunday, Chile against Australia, 1-8 are the odds for Chile, 5-1 for Australia. Then Germany against Cameroon, 1-9 for Germany and 11-2 for Cameroon. But I think Cameroon will give Germany a run for their money. Like I mentioned earlier, Germany did not bring their best squad. They are definitely beatable in this tournament, no matter what. All right, everyone, before we continue, make sure you're checking out our website, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, you are here to take your love of sports to the next level. Make sure you download our Bookmaker Guide, read through it at least 2 or 3 times so you can become an expert on this entire online betting process. And don't forget that acronym I told you about a few weeks ago, ABB, always be betting. Next, I'm on Dafabet.com. That's www.dafabet.com. I'm interested in seeing what is going on in the Chinese Super League. You got some interesting matchups this coming weekend. When I'm looking at the table here, you have Guangzhou Evergrande in first, Shanghai SIPG in second. Guangzhou with 34 points, Shanghai with 30. Taking a look at 2 of the matchups here that are taking place on Sunday, the 25th of June. You got Guangzhou Evergrande hosting Hebei CFFC. And when you look at the table here, Guangzhou is in first with 34 points and Hebei in third with 28 points. I think that'll be a very interesting matchup. And what are they saying here on Dafabet? The payout here shows 1.43 for Guangzhou, 6.96 for Hebei, and 4.65 for a draw. Clearly, Guangzhou heavily favored. Probably want to go with them there. Also on that same day, you got Shanghai SIPG hosting Henan Jianye. Looking at the table here, Shanghai in second with 30 points, and I have to scroll down to see that Henan Jianye are in the 14th position. And remember, there are 16 teams in the Chinese Super League. What are the bookies here saying from Dafabet? The payout here is 1.14 for Shanghai SIPG, 17.87 for Henan Jianye. Those are some very big differences here in the odds. For this match, you might want to bet your son or daughter's college fund on Shanghai. I think you'll be safe if you do that. That's just my opinion, though. And then the odds for a draw, 7.99. So pay attention to the Chinese Super League. It is getting exciting. All right, everybody, we are getting closer to wrapping up this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. And now I am checking out a webpage I have not checked out in a while. This is Ladbrokes. That's www.ladbrokes.com. And no, I'm not talking about my friends running out of money. So the first thing I'm checking out here is the Euro Under-21 Championships that are taking place right now in Poland. So far, after this first weekend of matches, you still got the same 3 teams favored to take the tournament, with Spain 5-2 odds, Germany 3-1 odds, and Italy 4-1. An interesting thing here is that Germany and Italy are in the same group, and they will be facing each other on the 24th of June in Krakow. That's a match you will not want to miss. And for those of you rugby fans, well, here I am still on Ladbrokes.com. You got a big matchup coming up. That is for Rugby Union, the 24th of June. You got New Zealand against the British and Irish Lions. Odds here are showing 1-6 for New Zealand, 25-1 for a tie, 4-1 for the British and Irish Lions. Should be a good one, but the New Zealanders are favored there. All right, everybody, that is it for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really appreciate the support. Make sure you are subscribing to us on iTunes. Make sure you're checking out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Make sure you're checking out our Bookmaker 101 Basics. Make sure you download our Bookmaker Guide. Make sure you are checking out our betting picks, strategies, and tips. And don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, the whole concept of draw, no bet, this might be a life-changing moment for you. When it comes to betting on football matches or soccer, remember, choose draw, no bet. If the match ends in a draw, you get your money back. Simple as that. Remember, I want you to enjoy this process of taking your love of sports to the next level.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art F. Takari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.